If you're looking to sell a home in this market, the W Home Group says there are 3 things you need to keep in mind.
So W Home Group is Maryland's #1 real estate team, and we're different in the fact that we only hire top-tier amazing agents.
So we work all over Maryland. Really, a lot of times our clients dictate where we work, right? So if our clients are wanting to move to a certain area, we're going to help them there. But I would say most of our business stems from Baltimore County, Baltimore City, Anne Arundel, Carroll, a little bit in Hartford.
They've only been around for the past 5 years. So how did they achieve so much success so quickly?
It was a perfect storm. I think James and I met at a really interesting time and realized how well we worked together, and realized really early on we could get further faster together. So we kind of really complemented each other. James had been in real estate for already like 15 years. I had an advertising background for over 10 years. So combining knowing how to build a local business really well and also knowing how to sell real estate at a really high level, and then training top talent to do the same thing really was a perfect combination.
Before working with the W Home Group or any real estate agency, James Weiskerger and Kelly Schuit say there are 3 things you should consider before making your next move.
The first one, if you already own a home, is really finding out what your home is valued at, because that's going to determine what type of equity you have that you can leverage for your next move.
And with that also too, it's like, are there things that we can do to help you get more money? Can we help you, let's say, paint or maybe do some decluttering? A lot of those small things can really maximize the seller's profit.
We look at every single one of our listings as our product. So what product are we putting in front of the buyers? We know what buyers want, down to the paint color that sells fast. So we can make a house show really extremely well and get somebody top dollar. So we can talk to them about, hey, your house in this condition, you're gonna yield this type of return. If we do these couple of things, you're gonna get this much.
Sometimes sellers do things that actually don't truly maximize how much they can get for a house, like let's say a new roof. That's one of those things that is maybe nice to have, but it certainly doesn't really affect the value as much as maybe a new kitchen. And so our job is to really, before they put it on the market, guide them and do the right things to truly get as much money as possible. And again, we know what buyers want, so we can help them create that for their house.
And once they identify those things, they don't just give a list to clients and tell them to go figure it out. The W Home Group has a trusted network of professional contractors they can refer to you to make that step a bit easier. Okay, now to the second thing you need to consider before your move.
Point number 2 is, can you be a non-contingent buyer? Can you buy the next house without selling your house here first? And so our job is to set you up for success and make sure that if you do need to sell your house, we address that first. And if you don't, then to put you in the best place possible to be able to buy your new house without selling your current house.
The easiest way to put it is right now the market is so competitive for buyers that if you tell a seller, hey, I want to buy your house, but I still have to sell my house over here, they're going to say, no, I'm going to go on to the next buyer that doesn't have that contingency. So if we can put an offer in front of a seller that says, we're non-contingent, this house is not a part of the equation. And that's something we need to just find out ahead of time. There's 2 ways we can make that house not a part of the equation. One is just you're financially able to make that non-contingent and a lender can tell you that. Or 2, we already have this under contract and sold and you're in a rent back situation still living there while we're identifying your next property.
So a rent back is when you sell your house and you rent back a house from the new buyers. And so essentially that homeowner now becomes the tenant. And so back to Kelly's point, it allows a buyer to be able to go contingent free on selling a house because the house is already sold. And at that point, they're just renting back from the new owners to be able to make their new offer more competitive.
Point number 3.
If you don't have a house to sell, this is your first home that you're buying, there's a lot of programs you can take advantage of as a first-time home buyer. There might be grant programs available to you. There might be special lending programs that are available to you. So really getting clear on what you're approved for, what programs can work for you, and do you have enough cash in the bank to make competitive offers in this market?
So what does it all boil down to? What should you do? Move, stay, rent, buy?
There's so much pressure, I think, especially from our industry of don't rent, don't pay your landlord's mortgage, you have to get out, you're throwing money away. I think the best time that you should move is when it makes sense for you. So if there's an opportunity in this market, absolutely take advantage of that. If it makes sense to sit on the sideline for a little bit longer until it works for you financially, nothing is going to change drastically in your life in the next 12 months that's going to be a huge game changer, whether you buy right now or 12 months from now.
I think it's when you're ready, you'll know. And the house will, I think, tell you that. So if you're looking at a certain price point and what it costs to buy that certain price point house is not comfortable, then at that point making sure you rent probably is the best option for maybe the foreseeable future. But again, the market does change, and when the market does change, we're going to put our buyers in the best possible situation to be able to buy and be comfortable in the new house.
This is a really good time to do your research. So if you have a trusted advisor, if you have an agent that you know and you like and you trust, get your ducks in a row. It doesn't hurt to find out what your options are. So if you're a first-time home buyer, knowing what you're going to be approved for, what cash you should be putting away. If you already own a house, understanding what that value of that home is, and if you could be non-contingent, those are all things you can find out ahead of time. And it's a good time to do that.
And the more homework you do, just the more prepared you're going to be to when the right home comes available, you're in a good spot.
If you'd like to reach out to the W Home Group, go to their website, thewhomegroup.com. We'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.